All right, let's do that again, guys. Can you hear me now? Check, check. What? Hand on over the microphone and sing constantly. Informer, you know, skid up, slow me, I go play out. I lick your boom boom down. All right, we're back on. So let's start that all over. So Nacho has got this beautiful video for us. We're going to show a video of the SS Palo Alto concrete ship out in, I believe it's Aptos, California. So we got that video coming up. But Nacho, how long are you going to stay around? Because I want to make sure that we show the video while you're on the live feed. I'd like to hold it off for a little bit because I got some other things to talk about. But I just want to make sure that you can see it. For those of you that have been around for a while, Nacho's been a big part of the live streams when he can. Some nights he has to work, but I think even when he works, he watches. So, yeah. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? I've got on the schedule, I've got to talk about when it's safe to fly, how you can figure out whether or not it's safe to fly somewhere. And a lot of times us creators, YouTubers, we put videos out and we think they're awesome, and then all of a sudden, like, the community just thrashes it. Like the #1 video that I put out on YouTube is about the Echo Dot in your car, and I've got so many negative comments on that video. But it's like the one comment that is bringing me ad revenue, right? Or it's like the one video that's bringing me ad revenue right now. So I don't want to take it down. It's like my moneymaker, just like my face, you know? So, so we're going to talk about kind of negativity and, you know, the droning community, whether it's safe or not. I put up a video one time. It was my favorite video that I ever put up, and I don't think I even have it anymore. It's back when I had a DJI Phantom 3, and it was a foggy morning, and it was kind of when I was starting out flying, and I flew that thing up into the fog, above the fog, and got this beautiful view of Brentwood, Tennessee, with kind of mountains sticking up out of the fog, and it was just a beautiful video, and I was so proud of it, and I posted it on the DJI forum, and they all just kind of ripped me a new one about how stupid it was to fly through fog. And here I was like, that's the best video I've ever done. And I just had a bad day because everybody just kind of yelled at me. So, so Nacho's got a video, and he mentioned in the comments on this chat that he thinks he broke a few laws and he's afraid to make it public. So we're going to talk about where it's safe to fly, whether it's safe to fly, and kind of what the FAA rules are. I don't know every rule, but as far as like the general rules are, you don't fly over cars, moving vehicles, and you don't fly over people. So those are the two major rules that you don't want to break. And then as far as legally where to fly, I'm going to give you guys a website and an app, and they also have an app that will tell you whether or not it's safe to fly or not. And from what I understand, the FAA rules are global, or not global, but across the U.S., the FAA kind of rules the airspace pretty much. And then every once in a while you'll have signs posted. Like, no, it's kind of like a no trespassing sign. You'll find in, you can't fly in like parks, like not regular parks, but like federal parks, and then like parks and recreation type, national forests, those type of places. And then you know, some people, it's kind of like a no trespassing sign. It's kind of not, people don't like it, but whenever you're flying a drone, in the US at least, and that's all I can really talk to, is because I'm going through the Part 107 test, or I'm learning the Part 107. I'm going through Part 107 school right now. But in anyway, I'm talking a lot and I'm not reading your guys' comments. I'm worried about getting fined if I post it. I know it took off and landed legally, but I might have disturbed wildlife, and this is what scares me. Okay. I'm going to speak to the wildlife thing. You never know where wildlife is going to be. I've disturbed wildlife flying by some buzzards one time, and all of a sudden, like, all the buzzards just started flying, but they flew away from my drone. And I don't think the video that I'm about to show you guys, I don't think there's any disturbance of wildlife. And I'm going to show you why I believe this video that we're going to show is perfectly legal, perfectly fine, and perfectly beautiful. Okay? Bertram Photography. I hear what you're saying, Nacho, but I rarely have heard anyone being fined unless it's really dangerous. I'm in California. I like their beaches more than drones. Okay, so I'm looking at, well, before I say anything else, let's just play the video, guys, because I know everybody's talking about fears and what, whether it was good or not, but we don't even know what we're talking about, except for Nacho and me. All right. So we're gonna play the video, and I'm just gonna let it speak for itself. Here we go, guys. Come on, guys. Give Nacho some love. That was a good video. I'm so jealous that I have nothing in Nashville to fly over that's as cool as that. That is like a broken down ship in the ocean with seals and birds and I think they're seals. Lions? What are they called? Sea lions? I don't know. Because we don't have them in Nashville. We got raccoons and mockingbirds and stuff like that. But, okay, so we just showed that video. I've got a link in the description to Nacho Rolling's YouTube page. So everybody that is watching tonight, I want you guys to subscribe to Nacho. And then everybody that watches this in the future, go subscribe to Nacho's channel. He's got some good stuff. He's using the Insta360 He's using a Mavic. He's got, you know, he likes to fly drones. He's on a motorcycle. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on. So I want you guys to check his stuff out. So I want to speak to, first of all, whether this was legal or not. In my opinion, it's completely legal. I'm not sure what the local laws of California are. So if anybody can speak to that, speak to that. But as far as the FAA is concerned, and as far as AirMap, the application I'm about to show you, everything about that flight was completely legal. Okay? So let's see what was said here. So Midwest says they don't look disturbed to me. I don't think they look disturbed at all. Like, I've seen some drone videos where people have definitely disturbed the peace, where they've like taken their phantom blades and destroyed a you know, a beehive, or you know, they've flown through like a flock of seagulls or ducks or something like that. You see like the drone, beautiful shots of all these birds flying by, or like a seagull attacks the drone. Those are animals that are being disturbed. Okay? This video was a beautiful shot, nice smooth transitions, nice, you know, slow, you know, all of the video movement was done slow and cinematic. It wasn't one of those drone videos that was like, hey, look over there, hey, look over here. You know, when I was first flying, I'm an editor. I'm kind of like one of those guys that just captures everything, and then I do all of my work later in the editing room. So when I'm flying, I'm not concerned by pointing it over here and pointing over there. And a lot of times people will leave that stuff in their drone videos. They'll like, you know, turn the camera and it's like, whoa, I'm about to throw up by watching it. But Nacho's video was done smoothly. You know, he took time to move the drone slow. And a lot of the, especially the Mavic series, those drones can go pretty fast. So a lot of kind of amateur mistakes that people make when they're flying drones is that they'll just move too fast. And it's one thing to move fast when you're having fun flying, but it's another thing to record video and move fast. Okay, so Nacho did a great job flying slow. You know, I asked him about the audio. I was like, how did you capture the audio? And he was like, oh, those are sound effects from Final Cut Pro. And I was like, are you serious? That's awesome. So excellent job on the editing. So Midwest said it was an awesome video. Nacho said thanks, but scared him, so he stopped editing. Bret Newman says smooth piloting and awesome composition. The added sound effects was a huge difference. I really think the sound effects are awesome. Because you know, a lot of drone videos, especially, I'll talk about myself, like my drone videos, I usually just add music because I think music makes everything cool. But this video, you know, the video that Nacho showed us is, you know, it's nature, and the nature sounds really help tell the story of how cool that moment is of those, what do we call them, bay seals? How good they, you know, just that they're just chilling, they're just hanging out, getting a suntan, drying off, and just a beautiful moment. You know, if you climbed over there, you know, if you went over onto that boat, I don't know if you would be attacked or if they would all just swim away. That kind of scares me. But I thought it was a beautiful video. Nacho. Bertram Photography. Beautiful shot. I see nothing wrong here. However, I can almost guarantee you'll get grief about being too close to the animals because that's just the kind of place the internet is. I agree with that, Bertram. The only thing that people will say are the haters. But all the haters, in my opinion, are kind of idiots. I work with a guy that's just negative all the time, and sometimes it's frustrating, you know, just hearing him talk, because it's, you know, it's just, there's no need to be negative all the time. That's why I don't watch the news all the time, because it's just, I'd rather fill my mind with good stuff instead of all the negative stuff. I had a guy on, and he might be watching, so I apologize, but sorry, not sorry. He said something on my video the other day. It was about, it was one of my DJI Osmo Pocket videos, and I put on there, you know, I get music from Epidemic Sounds, and he made this big negative comment about how amateur vloggers always forget to support the musicians or something like that, because I didn't put in the description where the audio was from. And so I put him, you know, I commented back on there. I was like, I paid a good amount of money for royalty-free music, so I didn't have to spend, you know, half of my description giving credit to everybody. I gave them credit when I paid for their music to put on my YouTube channel. So it's just one of those funny things that, like, people are going to judge you no matter what you do. So half the people are going to judge you for one thing. Half the people are going to judge you for putting the video up, and the other half of the people are going to judge you for not putting the video up out of fear. So I would say figure out what the law is, and then as long as you know what the law is, then you don't have to worry whether they care about it or not. There's some people out there that love cows, and they're probably mad that I eat cheeseburgers, but I love cheeseburgers, and I'm going to continue to eat cheeseburgers because my body was designed to handle meat. So, not your rolling. My proximity to the animal is the only thing in question. I don't think you were too close to the animals at all. Bertram Photography, I'd be very proud of that shot. Yeah, that's one for the books, man. Like, that's a beautiful shot. Beautiful video. Nacho was attacked by a seagull. Awesome. Midwest Drones, I'm talking about your video. Are you talking about the one I was talking about? Hey, over here, go over here, go over here. I got plenty of those videos too, man. Actually, like, something that's really good is, like, you know, if you have a drone that can record at 60 frames per second and then you slow it down to half, it's really nice. My Unique Typhoon H Plus, I can record 4K at 60 frames per second, but I can record HD 120 frames per second. And all I have to do is, like, just fly over there and fly back and then make it 120 frames, you know, make it a fourth the speed, and it's like this beautiful little slow motion video. Midwest Drones would rather watch me than the news. You know what? I'd rather watch poop than the news. So I don't know if that's saying much. But I appreciate that. I got Nacho rolling thinking about meat. Uh-oh. Bret Newman. Yeah, I'm studying for my 107. I am in a kind of a speedy... I'm trying to study for it pretty quickly. My YouTube channel didn't make much money last year. And it hasn't made much this year yet. And then the only videos that it's really made, that have really made money, are the videos that aren't drone videos. So, but as my subscribers are starting to ramp up, I'm pretty sure I'm going to start making money using drone videos. So I want to make sure that I'm legal as fast as possible. Yeah, Nacho, knock that video out. Do whatever you can, man. That's one of those videos that I would spend time on. It's beautiful. Bret Newman, I'm currently studying for my Part 107 renewal. Still a $150 test, even though it's a shorter test. That stinks, man. I wish it was one of those things where like I took my driver's license test like 25 years ago, 30. Yeah, about 25 years ago is when I took my driver's license test, and that's the only time I ever took a test. I like it that you have to, renew the rules and all that kind of stuff, but it is kind of a pricey test. Bertram Photography, why not submit to Ken Heron for his weekly show? Easy way to get feedback from him. People should see this video. Yeah, Ken, you should definitely check out Ken Heron's channel. His live feed is tomorrow night, so this could be your week of. I doubt you can make his show for tomorrow night, but Ken Heron is definitely a show to watch. Ken is huge in the community and does a weekly show on YouTube. Part of the show highlights videos sent to him from viewers. Would be great exposure. Yeah, I agree. Ken's a great guy. We hung out one time, and it was just fun. He's got so much positive energy. He's had a lot of things, happen to him recently. He broke his back, and he had kind of a rough year last year, but he's such a fun guy. I have a couple of videos, Nacho, if you want to watch the videos of the Paradinafi speed test on my channel. Is a video where I drove out to where Ken lives, and we went onto a abandoned runway, and it was so fun because you could just fly your drone as fast as you could, and you knew you weren't going to hit anything. Like, there's no trees. There's like a runway that's just, I think it was maybe like a mile long, or like close to a mile long, of just open stretch that you can just fly in that direction. Pretty cool. I gotta figure this live chat thing out. So I put this live chat on my OBS so you guys can, we can kind of look at it and talk along. But it also shows you guys whenever you guys say bad things or post links or something like that, and I have to approve it. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, Bertram, I did a video and then he did a video. We both just kind of recorded everything that happened, and then we traded files. I went back to his radio station, and we swapped files, and it was a good time. And he was here in Nashville. He comes to Nashville all the time, which is where I'm at. And I almost went to the Little People Wrestling. I don't know if I can say midget or not, but I just did. But it was like, I almost went to that, but I had something to do. But yeah, I look forward to hanging out with Ken again. So we talked about how awesome Nacho is for a good half hour. And we showed his video. Sweet. So Nacho's going to send him the link. So hopefully we'll see it. Like, if we all go watch Ken's live feed, we might see that in a couple weeks. But something I want to bring up is I talked about AirMap and whether or not it was legal to fly in the area that Nacho was in. So we are going to switch over. I think it's this one. Okay. So here we go, guys. So this is AirMap. And if you check out the link, this is app.airmap.io. And I think the website was airmap.com is how I got here. But as you can see, right here is the SS Palo Alto. Hey, what's up, Termy? Termy's in the house. We might play the video. So Termy, since you just showed up, we might play the video again for you. So you know what we're talking about. It was a great video. And it deserves to be shown again. So I want to show you guys, this is the SS Palo Alto in Aptos. Oh, you guys can't see my cursor. Oh well. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I want to show you why where he's flying is completely legal. So over on the information on the left, right now it's fly for fun. So this is the rules for hobbyists, okay? As long as, and this database on AirMap is updated all the time. So if the FAA makes a change, then it shows up on AirMap. If the airports make a change, it shows up on AirMap. If Donald Trump is in the city and all of a sudden you can't fly there, it ends up on AirMap, okay? You know, you've got helpful information. This is the date, so you can take a screenshot, and if anybody ever comes up to you and says, hey, you know, like if the rules change and they say, well, I can't believe you flew there, because right here in AirMap it says that you can't fly there. You can take a snapshot of your flight and say, well, on this day, here's a date stamp, it was legal. And I used AirMap, and you know, part of part 107, if you are part 107, so let's change it to, exemption is if you can't fly there and you get approval to fly there, that's what an exemption is. But the only people that have exemptions are people that request them. And then part 107 are guidelines for commercial recreational drone use, okay? So we're going to go, and AirMap is harder on Part 107 holders than it is on hobbyists, okay? So we've got the boat here where all the seals and the birds were and the fake sound effects. And we're going to zoom out. And we're starting to see this little yellow section over here. As soon as you get yellow on your map, you have advisories. So right here, there's a school, and there's airport, Monterey Bay Academy. So this looks like a little private airport, and probably like a flight school or something like that, or like really, really rich kids that have airplanes. I don't know. But you know, when colors show up on your map, those are places you can't fly. Okay, and then we're going to zoom out a little bit more. All right, so now we're starting to get into this big spot right here. There's a spot right here you're not allowed to fly on. There's a part right here that you're not allowed to fly on. And there's a hospital. So a lot of hospitals have helipads with helicopters. Really, the whole point of the FAA regulations is so that you don't get in the way of a larger aircraft. Okay, so airspace, you know, here you have like the helicopter that flies around and gives you the traffic report, or like there's different airspace areas. And drones, you know, in the US you can fly up to 400 feet, and the reason you can fly up to 400 feet is because most bigger air vehicles like helicopters and airplanes, their airspace is above that. And when you're in the city, there's like buildings, so you're allowed to fly 400 feet above wherever you took off from, okay? So if you like go up to the top of a building, you can fly 400 feet above the top of that building. And the reason you can fly 400 feet above the top of that building is because airplanes do not fly under that height, okay? And the reason why around airports it's a big issue is because planes take off from the ground. So planes are on the ground, and then they take off and they fly up. So that's kind of what all these rules are for. But where Nacho flew is miles away from any obstruction, guys. Okay, so you can't fly here, you can't fly here, you can't fly here. Now these places, if you have your Part 107 and you get permission, you can fly there. Like you can even fly at an airport if you get permission from the tower. Okay, so but you have to have that documentation, and if law enforcement comes up to you then and you don't have that documentation, then you'll get fined. So, but where Nacho flew is perfectly legal. Okay, and you can see I zoomed in here, and all the advisories went away. And we'll change it to fly for fun, and all of them went away. So I was thinking, you know, what's a way that I can show you guys somewhere that is disturbing the peace of animals. So we're going to go to, nobody's chatted for a while, so let me know if I'm still if you guys are still with me, if I'm just talking to myself. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go Nashville Zoo. All right, so we're going to go here to the Nashville Zoo. And we've got 2 advisories. So this is kind of gets a double negative because it has Nashville airspace and airport, but it doesn't say anything about animals. Okay. So, all right, Termy's with me. All right, 3 people are watching. Got it. So let's go to Yellowstone National Park. All right, so now we're at Yellowstone National Park. We've got 1 advisory. Park, Yellowstone. Okay, the reason this park is in the red zone, and I'll show you what the shape of it is. Dadgum, that's a big old park. Wow. Wow. That is a big old park, guys. The whole state of Wyoming. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right, so I want you guys to see the shape of this. And no advisory showed over here, but as you can see, this huge red section is a national park, Yellowstone National Park. And this, you know, flying a drone here would definitely be disturbing the peace. But Nacho, where you're flying, is not disturbing the peace at all. And if it was, you know, if it was a sensitive area for lawmakers, then there would be a reason for it. I've got some guy that has, he's just a rich guy in Nashville, and he's got his land. I don't know who he paid off, but his whole land is like, it's just his little yard. You can't fly over it. He paid somebody a lot of money so that his land is controlled airspace. And it's probably some country singer or something. It's probably like Vince Gill or, I don't know, Willie Nelson or somebody. I don't know if Willie Nelson's still alive. But so anyway, so AirMap is it's a web app, and it's also an app on your phone. And So if you're ever in doubt whether or not you can fly, turn it on, and it'll, give it location privileges from your phone, and it'll tell you whether or not where you are you can fly. The drone that I purchased last month, the Unique Typhoon 4K Q500, it's got a lot of numbers. When I purchased that drone, I purchased it, and I'll show you guys where I purchased it from. I bought it off Facebook, but we're going to go to Opry Mills. Yep. So we're going to go to Opry Mills, and we're going to zoom in to Opry Mills. Okay. So as you can see, this is controlled airspace from the Nashville International Airport. Okay. I met the guy like right here. Well, I guess I'll have to zoom in. I met the guy here at the food court, and I opened up Air Map, and I didn't want to buy the drone before I watched him fly it, because if it can fly, that's really all I cared about. I only spent $200 on it, so I was like, if I can get it off the ground and get some videos out of it, that's what I want. But I was in controlled airspace. But at the end of the parking lot, let's see, hopefully the line will show up. Yep. So here's the line right here, guys. So when I go over to this part, my advisories go away. Okay? So I can fly here safely and legally, and nobody can say a thing to me. Okay? Now, you're not supposed to fly over moving cars, so we had to fly over in a part of the parking lot that nobody was at. And you're not supposed to fly over people, so there's a good chance, someone might walk under your drone, but you kind of watch out for people. I mean, if people are running towards your drone, then, do your diligence, try to get away from or whatever. But, so I did, we met at the food court, but then we drove all the way over here so we could do that. Termination. Let's see, what did he say? Bret Newman, I accidentally spooked some cattle with my Phantom, a mini stampede, but it was my uncle's cattle, so no harm was done. That's awesome. Do you have video of that? I would love to show that on my live feed. That would be awesome. Nacho rolling, you cannot fly in national parks. Yep. So, and that's why I don't think you did anything wrong, because a national park, it's marked on Air Map, but where you flew was miles away from anything that was marked on Air Map. So I think you're completely fine. Termination, the stampeding cattle. That's so funny. Bret Newman. Oklahoma politicians are trying to pass a bill that will make drone flying illegal over agricultural land. If it passes, then drones will be illegal over most of the state. Oh, that stinks, man. So what deems it as agriculture? Is it like land that's zoned for agriculture, or just anybody that has a garden or has a chicken coop in their backyard? Is that all considered agriculture? That would be really frustrating. So in that case, Brent, would you have to get an exception to fly where you are? The entire California coast is considered protected area. So when you say considered, what does that mean? Is it like Bret Newman, rural private agriculture land, which is most of Oklahoma? Interesting. Like, I know here for a while you couldn't fly anywhere close to the Tennessee Titans Stadium. And so that's like the view from the Tennessee Titans Stadium is one of the coolest views of Nashville. Like, you see the Batman building, you see the Pinnacle building, you see, you know, the beautiful bridges going over the Tennessee or the Cumberland River. And it's like, really, I can't fly my drone from there? But now you can. They turn it on and off. So what we've talked about tonight, I told Termy that we were going to play the video again. So we are going to, now that we've talked about the video and we've talked about disturbing wildlife and whether or not Nacho did anything wrong or is going to get any flack from this video, I think, and this is just my opinion, but if people are going to complain about this video, then they're stupid. They've got their head in the wrong place. I don't think those are the type of people you need to care about what they think, honestly. You know, we just celebrated Martin Luther King Day. If Martin Luther King, listened to all the people that hated what he was saying, then our country would be in a different place now. Martin Luther King, for black people was monumental in their history. So I don't think complaining is that bad. And if you're worried about getting in trouble, Nacho, maybe just send an email. Like, don't post it publicly, but maybe send an email link to the FAA and ask them, if this violated anything, and just, I don't think they'll fine you for it, but or ask some of the other, maybe in Ken Herron's live feed, ask some of the drone community that live in California. Because I really don't think anybody that wants to know whether they did something wrong or not is going to get a lot of flack from people who actually care about it. I think usually, like, the people that are judgmental, that have opinions, who cares, man? I think when I hit 40, I just decided to stop caring what anybody thought about me. I just really don't care. I don't know. Not worried about the FAA, PETA, and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know. I have some issues with that kind of stuff. Like, people get frustrated when you're flying a drone around them, and, well, you're disrupting my privacy because you took a video of me. And that has nothing to do with your privacy. Okay? If you are out in a public place, then anybody can take a video of you if they want to. You know what I mean? Like, especially if your drone is I watched the video. It looked like your drone was at least 50 feet away from those animals. It's not like you were trying to trim their hair with your blades or something like that. I don't know. That's my 2 cents. So, Bret Newman, of course, chat won't let me post the link. The Stampede video is titled Aerial Cowboy on my channel. Awesome. Yeah, Brent, I would love to put that on my channel. If you give me permission. Not on my channel, but on my live feed next week. I just want to show off your guys' stuff. Yeah, PETA is the primary reason farmers in Oklahoma want a statewide ban on drones. PETA flew a drone over a pigeon shoot that some high roller politicians were having. That's so frustrating. And that's why I don't watch the news. But let's watch Nacho's video again. So I'm going to commentate this time. And I can't hear the audio on the video. So, but I know we've got some beautiful ocean scenes. Now this, this shot, it's kind of close, but I don't feel like you're, like those seals don't care. Like they're, like, some of them are looking at you, but not every seal was looking at you. So I don't think you were, making a lot of noise and, disturbing their peace at all. These birds, the fact that they're not flying away means that your drone was far enough away from them that you weren't disturbing them at all. And, it may be, a decent YouTube shot, search to see how many other people have taken video of this ship. I feel like this is a pretty famous place for droners to drone. I know if I was anywhere close to this, I would drive hours to go shoot this. This is beautiful. Such a cool place. I think this is a really cool shot. I like pointing down shots. I love the bird flying across, like skipping across the water. It's beautiful. So Nacho, did you fly this with the Mavic Pro with the Insta360 attached to it at the same time? Like, did you record from both cameras at the same time, or were these two different batteries? So this is a cool shot. I mean, there's birds flying between you and the ocean. I don't think you're anywhere close enough to disturb anything. And seagulls, when they're mad, like, they'll attack you. So I think you did great. So you did 2 flights, one with and one without. Cool. One thing to note, whenever you attach cameras to your drones, your drone flies a little bit different. I love this shot right here. This, super slow sideways. Not to brag about my drones or whatever, but I can do this with my unique Typhoon H Plus. I can drive forward and point my camera to the right. So, yeah, I'm pretty special. This is an awesome shot. I love the kind of the slow turn and descent. And it looks like that one seal just is waving at us. I think it's so cool. And I really like how the tide is different in the ship than it is outside of the ship. And there's the Insta360 shot. So cool. So cool. I just think that's awesome. So, Termy, there's the video so you can see it. Beautiful video. So, I want to put a plug in for my live feed. If I know we've got several people in here that fly drones and probably have some cool stories. So if you would like your video featured on my live feed, get in contact. It took Nacho and I a couple tries to get the video to me. And Nacho, I told you I started downloading it last night. It failed in the middle of the night. Then I downloaded it in the morning when I went to work, but after I went to work, I had no idea whether or not I had downloaded it or not. So then I tried to download it at work, and it was blocked by a firewall, so I went to a hotel to download it to that laptop just to make sure I had it. Um, so I'm chopping up, aren't I? So if I'll put out another post to, just request videos for this live feed. But I thought it was pretty fun with Nacho's video. We had something cool to look at, and we had something cool to talk about. So, yeah, I'm really interested to see the Stampede video. I'm going to go look at it now, and after this live feed, and yeah, I'm super excited about that. So this has been, I think, the 6th live feed of the year, and I want to thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know time is sensitive, and yeah, I think we're gonna end the live feed here. My cat just meowed at me, so it's time to end. But hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe to everybody in here. Definitely make sure you give Nacho some love. His art is beautiful, and I want to make sure that we all give him some love, because it was a pretty awesome video. He chatted with me in the middle of the week, and he was like, I just want to ask your opinion about a video. And as soon as I saw the video, I was sitting at McDonald's premiering another video, and I was premiering the $20 Tuesday video, and he was like, I just want to ask your opinion about this video. And I saw the video. I was watching it on my phone, eating some fries, and I was like, what? I think that's the best video I've seen of his. Because Nacho will do some videos about, he'll do similar videos to what I do. Is he'll experiment with he's kind of got an engineering mind, and he'll experiment with Amazon accessories and stuff like that, and ways to attach cameras to his bike and his helmet and stuff like that. So I really enjoy his videos. But this video of the seals, his other videos don't compare to that video. That is just, it's one of those things where I took a picture of the Crab Shack downtown Nashville, like maybe it was 2008, maybe 11 years ago. And it was one of those that I took 15 minutes on my lunch break, and I took a picture, and I went back to edit it, and I was like, I'm just going to play around with it and do like a fake tilt shift. And that picture ended up being like published a couple times. Like I put it on Flickr, and people would ask me for that picture. And it was one of those that, like, I was in the right spot at the right time, and, all the stars aligned. And I feel like this video that we played tonight from Nacho was one of those moments. It was just beautiful. Like, how do you get it wrong? I was a videographer at a summer camp last summer, and hopefully I'll be a videographer this summer. But like, I was just videotaping kids having fun, and filled with joy, and jumping off of a zip line into the water, and just doing fun stuff. And there's no way to get that wrong. There's so many times that the story is so much better than the equipment that you take it with. And this video right here, the Mavic Pro does a great job videoing, and it's a stable flying drone, and those animals were just chilling on that boat, and it was a beautiful, beautiful video. So props to Nacho Rolling. Please like, subscribe to everybody in here. Click on the bells to get notifications when we put out videos. And let me know in the comments, what kind of videos do you want to see? What do you want to, maybe some topics that you want to talk about in next week's live feed. So Nacho shoots stuff to show his wife back home when he travels. Yeah, I'm so jealous that you get to travel. I watch some of your videos. You're like, well, here's my home tonight, and I'm like, man, I want to get on a bike and go somewhere. But yeah. So I'm kind of rambling now. I think I'm gonna go maybe play some Apex on the Xbox. My gamer tag is Vocal Master. Look me up if you want to play some Apex or some Fortnite. But yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful night, guys. Peace out.